Hi, family, and welcome back to another episode of Coffee with Dr. K. I am Dr. Kendra Scott. I'm a pediatric physical therapist and mother of 4 beautiful little ones. Today, I want to talk to you all about the benefits of crawling for your infant and toddler. There are so many benefits, but today we'll talk about 3 of them. Your infant and your toddler, they are so curious, and I don't have to be the one to tell you that. You already know. They're trying to get into things. If they can't move yet, they're looking around. They're looking to see what in the world they can get their hands on just as soon as they can move their bodies, right? So let's talk about crawling. One of the first benefits to crawling, besides the fact that it's one of our little ones' primary means of mobility in the early stages of life, is something that's called reciprocal movement patterns. Now, if you've ever worked with me in the office or you've ever seen any of my previous videos, you've probably heard that term reciprocal movement patterns. Reciprocal means alternating. And one of the many benefits of reciprocal movement patterns are communication between the right side and the left side of the brain. So our brains are so intricately and brilliantly designed that we have communication centers and processing centers that are actually just responsible for translating communication across the brain between the right and left hemispheres. Well, believe it or not, crawling helps to fine tune and enhance that communication aspect of the brain. Crawling also develops movement patterns. So a movement pattern is like a road map. Every time your child goes, let's say, to the right to get a toy on the right, the brain crafts a movement pattern between the brain and the body that kind of like saves that information. Like, this is how we go to the right. To get anything that's over there, we are going to do this series of movements. So when your children are moving all day long, when they're exploring, when they're looking around, they're being curious, they're getting into things, they are creating more and more roadmaps or movement patterns in their brain that facilitates all the movement and the things that their bodies can do. It is really cool, really interesting. Another thing that crawling helps to do under our topic of reciprocal movement patterns is it enhances hand-eye coordination. As your little one is crawling, all right, they're already reciprocally moving, the right side moving with the left side, right? But then their eyes are gazing right to left. They're converging, they're diverging. So it enhances hand-eye coordination because we're doing all of these things at the same time. And then crawling develops our core muscle strength. This is strength that is essential for being able to sit upright and maintain our balance, both statically or still, or dynamically. If we're sitting on an unstable surface, or if someone comes and bumps us on the shoulder, we can pick ourselves back up, right? Our core has to engage, otherwise we get hit and we're just going to fall right over. So those are a couple of key aspects and a couple of key reasons why I love the motor skill of crawling. So in my practice, even if I see a 4 or 5-year-old who is well beyond crawling, they're walking, they're running, or maybe they're having difficulty with that, I will start with crawling activities to help that child build some of these skills, to improve their hand-eye coordination, to build their core strength, to build strength in their arms and their hips. Okay? So crawling is very beneficial, and that's something that you can do with your older child just to play. Like, it never hurts to keep practicing crawling. You can set toys under a table or under a chair, or have a little inflatable tunnel, or I don't know what they call it. They're not inflatable, but you know what I mean. They're compressed and you open them and they elongate. That, right? So having them crawl through a tunnel, excellent, excellent strengthening activity and coordination activity for anyone of any age. Mom and dad, you can try that too. The second benefit of crawling is it helps to develop the formation of the hip sockets. So your infant's hip sockets actually start out pretty shallow. And when their thigh bone or femur articulates with it, this is why some babies have hip dysplasia, because they've got a shallow socket. And if that femur is not properly supported, it can displace. So as our little ones begin to crawl, that hip socket becomes more rounded so that it can better support that thigh bone. And we need this level of support and security in our joints because when we go to run and to walk, these are high friction, sometimes high amplitude movements. And then our third benefit that we'll talk about today for crawling is that crawling enhances the development of the senses. So when your little one is crawling on the floor, anyone who's ever been around a child who crawls on the floor knows that it doesn't matter how clean you keep that floor. That baby is always going to find something, and they're going to either put it in their mouth or they're going to give it to you. Bug, food, and the like. Crawling enhances the development of the senses. At the level that your child is when they're crawling, so they're kind of floor level, they're looking at the floor and their vision is able to converge, as we spoke about earlier, and diverge. Their peripheral vision is being fine-tuned. They're able to zero in on the smallest things that are on the floor. Crawling is really good at enhancing the sense of vision. Crawling is also great at enhancing your infant or toddler's sense of touch because most likely they're going to be crawling over different textured surfaces. We've got hardwood, we've got tile, we've got carpet. All of those things create a whole other brain pattern in your child's body, in their sensory system. They begin to realize, oh, I'm on a harder, colder surface. Oh, I'm on a more plush, softer surface, and it's a little bit harder to move here. So all of those aspects of what they're touching and what they're seeing are enhanced with crawling. Now, I know that that was a really short overlay of the benefits of crawling, but those are the three that I wanted to highlight today. If you have any questions or you want to know more, feel free to click the link in the bio, go to my website, get in touch with me, leave me a comment, like, subscribe, and let's talk about it. I hope you all have a great day. Hey friends, so for those of you who stay to the end, thank you. This is a little special for you. This is a little get to know Dr. Scott, like the real Dr. Scott, right? So this is Coffee with Dr. K. Dr. K loves coffee. I actually don't drink it every day, but it's like when I do drink it, it's like my happy place. Well, I got a new coffee cup recently and I don't like it. I like the color, but it's heavy, it's wide, it's not as sleek and streamlined or whatever I don't know. It just doesn't look as nice as my previous coffee cups. My husband usually buys my coffee cups. He's bought me 2 in the last couple years. And they're just Starbucks coffee cups. But they're like Starbucks coffee cups that I can't find anywhere else. They're never in the stores. I don't see them online. I don't know where this man gets these cups from. But my coffee cup perished in the dishwasher last week. The top fell to the bottom and it proceeded to melt on that hot ring there. But as if that wasn't enough, the stubborn side of me decided to go ahead and use it anyway. And then, as plastic got on my mouth because it was crumbling, I realized this is not a good idea. This is not good. So I got rid of the cup, bought myself a replacement until my husband, my loving husband, can find me another beautiful cup. Second thing I wanted to share with you. So I filmed with this laptop on my lap, and I don't know if it did what I wanted it to do. I actually did not do it to use it as a script. I did it because when I filmed my practice takes, I looked pregnant. And I'm not. I mean, to my knowledge, I'm not. But I'm like, oh no, it's either the shirt or it's the camera or it's the jeans. Something's going on. But I was like, you know what? I can't have people thinking, oh, Dr. Scott is pregnant again? No, she's not. Dr. Scott just apparently has on too tight jeans or has put on a couple pounds. So what we decided to do was film with the laptop here. Well, that's it. Have a great day.